Welcome back, students. Today we will come with another video segment, and today's topic is the megasporogenesis and megagametogenesis. Okay. In my previous segment or in my previous video, we will discuss remember we will discuss about the microsporogenesis and microgametogenesis. Today we will discuss about these two topics. Okay. So before going to the main topic, before going to the megasporogenesis, at first try to understand the connection or relation between these events. Okay. So till now, actually you just think in your mind that what are we trying to learn actually. So we learned the sexual reproduction of flowering plants. Okay, the sexual reproduction of flowering plant, that means after the pollination what are the events and how a new plant is produced by the sexual reproduction, that means the formation of seeds, okay, etc. So we know that during the sexual reproduction we need two parents, one is male and another is female. So suppose this is the male plant, of course this is the male plant, and this is the female plant, that is male plant and this is female plant. Male plant will produce the pollen. Okay, we learn in this in the previous segments of my video. If you don't see this, then please see the video. Pollen, then this pollen will produce the male gametes. Okay, male gametes by the process of microgametogenesis. This is already complete. Okay, microgametogenesis, that's our male gametes. Complete the process, we need the female gametes also. Okay, so that's why there is also another process that is called the megagametogenesis. So we need to learn this process, or in my previous segment we learned this process. Today we will learn about this process. After this process, then these two gametes will fuse together and it will form a 2N or diploid cell, from where seeds or the new embryo, that means the new plant will grow. Clear? So this is the connection, this is the link. Now come to the topic. What is the topic? First, megasporogenesis. Okay, so what is this megasporogenesis? Look, there is a diagram. What is the diagram? That is the first segment, that is the first part. Suppose this is a fruits of one leguminous plant. Okay, you can see this type of fruits. Okay, so this is a fruit, and within this fruit, if we cut a segment of this fruit, then we can see the arrange of the ovules. Okay, the arrange of the ovules. So these are the ovules, that is one ovule, second ovule, third ovule, fourth ovules. So these are the ovules, and if we take a single ovule, and we cut in the microscope or in the lab and see in the microscope, then we can see this type of picture. But for the formation of this diagram to this diagram, that means for the formation of this diagram to this diagram, there are several incidents, and it also goes through a specific process. What is the name of this process? That means from ovule to megaspore, this process is known as the megasporogenesis. So this is the megasporogenesis. Okay, and after the formation of this megaspore, it goes to another, or it enters to another process, and in this process this megaspore form a embryo sac. The whole structure like this is the embryo sac. That means from this portion to this portion, this is the second step, that is mega gametogenesis. Okay, that is mega gametogenesis. So these are the two process, and these are the links between these two process. Okay, now come to the detail. Okay, first megasporogenesis, first process, that is megasporogenesis. So this is the ovule portion. So suppose we take a single ovule portion. Okay, this is the single ovule. If we cut, then we can see that actually you just think ovule is present in the ovary. Okay, so if we draw a diagram like this, remember this portion is the ovary and ovule is present inside this ovary. That means this is the ovule. Actually the red color portion is called as the ovule. So this ovule is present inside the ovary. Okay, but in the primitive condition there are some cells in the ovule, that means this middle portion. You can see this is the middle portion and there are several types of cells like this. There are several types of cells. Actually these cells are called as the nucellus. Okay, these cells are known as the nucellus. Okay, but in the primitive condition this nucellus cannot act as the sporogenous or spore mother cell. Okay, so into this nucellus one single cell will enlarge and it will create a archisporial cell. Okay, and it will create a archisporial cell. So that means into this nucellus, so this is the nucellus, this is the nucellus, suppose this is the nucellus portion, and one single cell it will enlarge, okay, and it acts like a archisporial cell. Okay, what is this archisporial cell? So in the nucellus there are so many cells, but these cells are not in active form. Okay, they are inactive. That means they do not perform this megasporogenesis process. Thus one single cell it will perform in the megasporogenesis process, and that cell is known as the archisporial cell. When this archisporial cell produced, then this archisporial cell will divide into two cells. Okay, that means within this cell one partition will be there and it will form two cells. From the lower cell, okay, from the lowermost cell it will produce the megaspore. How many megaspore? 4 megaspore. You can see in the drawing, or you can see if I get 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so from the lowermost part, you have to remember this, from the lowermost part of this archisporial cell it will form the 4 megaspore. So there will be one question, what is happening with this cell, uppermost cell? Actually this uppermost cell or this upper cell, it will produce the outer covering. Okay, it will produce the outer covering. The lowermost cell is very important because it will create the 4 megaspore. So this is the process of megasporogenesis. That means from this portion to this portion, this is the summary of this first segment. Clear? That is megasporogenesis. Now next event, that is mega gametogenesis. Okay, that is mega gametogenesis. So what is the mega gametogenesis? The last point of mega sporogenesis is the first point of mega gametogenesis. Okay, so what is the last point of mega sporogenesis? That is megaspore. Okay, so we can draw this megaspore like this. This is formed, the 3 megaspore actually, and last one is large. So now that is megaspore. That is megaspore. Okay. Now next event, this megaspore, the lowermost megaspore, that will enlarge and it will be the active. That means this is the active among these 4 megaspore. So only one active megaspore, and these 3 megaspore will degenerate or destroy. They will inactive. Okay, so this also not act anymore. So only one megaspore will remain. So this megaspore perform the next event, and this megaspore enter into the mitosis division. Okay, not the meiosis. Actually this megaspore will perform the mitosis division. Okay, so what is happening in the mitosis division? Suppose we can draw the large portion. This is the megaspore. This is the megaspore. Mitosis, first mitosis not one. The first mitosis division, you can you remember what is the number of the individual after the formation of this mitosis, or after the entering into the mitosis? 2 cells will divide. Okay, so after the first mitosis division there will be 2 nucleus. Okay, next second mitosis division, then it will form 4 nucleus, because it will form 2 and it will also form 2. That means the total nucleus will be formed the 4. And after the third mitosis division, it will form again each nucleus it will produce 2 more. That means the total, that will be total 8 nucleus. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, but this type of arrangement of the nucleus, that is not happening actually. What will be the arrangement of this nucleus, 8 nucleus? That means in the uppermost part there will be 3 nucleus, in the lowermost part there will be the 3 nucleus, and 2 nucleus will remain in the center position. So there are 8 nucleus, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, and after the, so this is this sac like structure with this 8 nucleus is actually the embryo sac. There is also 8 nucleus, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. This is the embryo sac, and after the maturation of this embryo sac, it will form, after the maturation of this embryo sac, it will form the 7 cell inside this embryo sac. 7 cell and 8 nucleus. What I say? 7 cell and 8 nucleus. How is it possible? It is possible. How is it possible? Look, this nucleus takes some cytoplasm and it will create a small cell. Then this nucleus also takes some cytoplasm and it will create another cell, and this nucleus also takes some cytoplasm and it will also create a cell. So there is 3 cells, 1 2 3. Clear? And in the center part, these 2 nucleus will form a single cell. Okay, at first they are not fused with each other. They are different, but with these 2 nucleus they will form a single cell. So total number of cell till now, that means this portion, that is a single cell. So total number of cell 1 2 3 4. and these three nucleus also form a single cell, one cell, two cell and three cell. So total number of cell 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and the total number of nucleus, that is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So this stage is known as the embryo sac, that is embryo sac. Okay, so this is the process from where the megaspore to the embryo sac, that is megagametogenesis. Okay, now look at the detailed name of these cells. What are the names? The uppermost, look at the upper part, this is the egg. Okay, and beside these eggs there are two cells. What are the name of these two cells? That is synergids. These two nucleus is known as the polar nucleus, and these three nucleus in the lowermost portion, that is known as the antipodal cell. So these names are included into this embryo sac. Okay, so this is the total process of megasporogenesis and the megagametogenesis. Okay, so we say this, the egg is formed into this embryo sac. We know the egg is the female gamete. Okay, so in my previous video we can learn that how the male gametes are produced. Okay, and today we will learn how female gamete is produced inside this embryo sac. So in the next segment we will learn about the fertilization process. Okay, thank you for seeing, and if you don't subscribe, please subscribe and share.